Guess this is the resurrection.
Get under his skin, young buck! Woo, that was so crazy. Let me tell you.
Yes,
if that ain't an intro, I don't know what is, Jack.
Season 3 of The Shot opens with the wedding of Nina and Dre and the funeral of Brandon.
Emmett is carrying on with the food truck and catering business, and we find out that Darnell is now separated and friendly with Jada.
Keisha is nervous about attending college.
And the boys, Kevin, Papa, and Jake, are growing up too.
Duda, AKA Otis Perry, the successful local businessman and boss of the 63rd Street Mob, is running for mayor and has custody of Jake. But his older brother Trig is back to avenge Reg's death and get Jake back.
To do all the pleasure.
Ooh. This the set? This is what we doing?
Gangster.
Okay.
Wait, you ain't called a meeting?
Woo!
I was sagging.
Don't look at him. He gone.
When was the last time you even seen Jake?
That shot's so cold. The lighting.
Boy, I ain't seen you since he was 8. He wouldn't be able to pick your ass up out of a lineup.
That's the real Curtis laugh.
So how much is my little bro worth?
Whole lot.
We were so close to each other, it was crazy.
Don't worry, she did the right thing.
No, the right thing would have been to call me.
Oh, I offered, but Jake said you were dead.
I'm such a fan of him, I couldn't wait for him to do that.
Yeah.
Well, I guess this is the resurrection.
Woo! Ah, you came in hot right there, bro.
No, that was our first scene together.
Wow.
I was so nervous, man. I was just thinking about you know, the pacing and just being calm within the storm, you know, and commanding the space. This is a pivotal moment for a character that is supposed to be scary in a sense. You know, the audience should feel a sense of danger and fear. And I was just thinking of all the scary guys I know personally, right? And just their demeanor.
Do you remember what the audition process was like?
Well, I didn't audition. It was given to me.
Blessings.
I'm a player like that. I'm joking. The audition process, it was a self-tape. The breakdown of the character, Trig, was an estranged brother to Jake, and he had a beautiful love interest. I sent it in.
It's a regular day, just kind of.
Did my best.
Yep.
You know?
That's how it goes for us actors. We send our tapes in and we hope for the best.
Yeah. I'd never played a thug figure, a person from the streets. So it was
hard to
interesting.
play.
I mean, there's nuance to it, you know? It's not just, you know, rah, 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 big and bad. There's depth to these human beings and why they chose this path or why this path chose them. Personally, joining The Chi was very exciting. Maybe like 2 years before, me and Lena met and found out that we had crossed paths before in the past. Lena was an intern at a production, and I was signed to a production in the same building. So we're on the 3rd floor, and her production that she was interning for was on the 8th floor. But we would always find a way to get lost on the elevator because we always saw women and girls going up to the 8th floor for auditions. So we were young boys, you know? And so Lena was an intern at that front door.
So fun.
So every time we came off the elevator, acting like we didn't know where we were going, she was always there. She let me know that. So that was 2 years before I got the audition.
So dope.
In that moment, she was like, we're gonna work together. I'm a fan of your music and da-da-da-da, and so here I am on the show. And also, was a big fan of Jacob. We had worked together. So I was elated to be a part of it, to have that opportunity to be in the room, to come and play. Trig's girlfriend, Amani, brings him to a bar. But when a man hits on Trig, Trig's sexuality is questioned and the couple fights.
You looking? For what? Me.
I'm so nervous.
I'm in a gay bar don't mean I'm gay.
Oh.
Are you curious? No, you need to get the you talking all that shit.
Get your hands out my pocket.
You trying to die tonight?
What the doing? Stop!
My bad. I'm sorry.
For me, it was just really interesting to watch everyone's feelings towards a supposedly heterosexual man be in love with a trans woman. But you know, it's also an interesting thing of, you know, the questions that I would get to, you know, how hard is it to play such a character that has a love interest, but no one asks me how is it to play a character that is a criminal, a murderer, a thug. No one asks those questions because it seems like it's just easy, but none of it is.
Jake and Kevin are now attending Northside Academy, but they get to hang with Papa at Perry's Pizza.
They discuss Keisha's sudden disappearance and her involvement with the man named Nuck when Jake gets a visitor.
Big Mike told me where Nuck stay at.
It's a trap house.
You done got tall, boy.
Our voices done changed.
You remember the blonde tips, bro?
Nah, yeah.
That was
fresh, too. You see how blonde I is?
Jake, you got a visitor.
Who was it?
I'm not your secretary.
Man, I specifically remember this era of Shimon, too. It was a time. Season 2 to season 3, an era.
You remember me?
I was nervous here too.
Man.
What you want? I came back for you.
It wasn't my first time meeting him. I think he had came in for hair and makeup to look at him, but I know that was the trailer that I seen him in. They was like, your big brother's in there, your new big brother. I'm like, who? And I went there to meet him, and he welcomed me with open arms, and we just been locked in since.
Man, you don't know. You need somebody to guide you.
Dude has got him.
Bro, that's my job, not his.
Wrong guidance.
Well, you ain't been around.
Right, popped up from nowhere.
Look, I gotta get back to work. I'm on the clock.
Look, if you want me to leave, just say the word and you'll never hear from me again.
This was so beautiful.
Nah, you ain't gotta leave.
Mikey, such a brilliant actor. Watching this dude grow up is crazy.
I got a house in Kankakee with a backyard and everything. I want you to come live with me.
I don't know about all that. Baby steps.
That'd be the little barrier thing I be talking about with Jake that he put up to hide his feelings.
He love a good wall.
Right there. Yeah,
baby.
It's all right to be soft sometimes, man.
What? He could not be with Maisha, boy. Nonchalant get you nonchalant.
I mean, it's instant with me and Mikey. You just want to be big bro, but also there's that distance. So it was really just fun to play that scene. But like leading up to that, we were just dancing and all that kind of stuff. It's so funny what we're doing off camera before we start shooting something so serious and everything.
Yeah.
Like it's wild because kids can just drop in. You know, I'm sitting there thinking I'm just concentrating, tunnel vision, and the kids just doing a dance all of a sudden, and then all of a sudden they could just drop in. And that was awesome because for me personally, it helped me relax. You know, it just helped me relax. This is fun.
So Emmett, Tiffany, and their son EJ are living together, but they need a new place to stay.
So they head over to Jada's to talk.
All right, I'm gonna be like, we only need to stay here for like a month, cause like woo woo woo, and then I woo 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 woo. We ain't gonna stay here long, cause woo woo bop the bam. When I first seen woo woo and woo woo bop the bam, I was like, all right, what's that?
So woo wop the bam is a very common Chicago phrase. And it really is just a filler for when you're telling someone a story. And when they put it in the script, I was actually excited. I love seeing anything Chicago related in the script. And he could not get woo wop the bam for nothing. He was like, woody woo woo.
I'm from Milwaukee, not too far. I ain't never heard that.
What we gonna do if she say no?
Just hold the baby up.
Dangling a baby in my face.
We only need to stay here for like a month.
Or 2.
I mean, we still put money in that savings account.
See, Tiff and Emmett.
Pretty soon we'll have enough saved up to get our place.
I was trying to finesse something.
Yeah.
See, y'all need to get your story straight.
Jada was always on to us. Yeah.
Look, we just need like a little...
Don't try using him as collateral.
Ma, you know I'm trying to get my business off the ground.
Me too.
Then why don't you just lead in with that?
So I felt like it was very iconic to just have Yolanda on our cast. Seriously. I watched Yolanda when I was a kid.
Yeah, when I saw her on the first day, I was like, oh my God.
And Yolanda was like a it girl. Remember that video she was in?
Yes.
I remember when she was walking through that video. I was like, oh.
And when do y'all need to move in?
Well, my boy already got our stuff on his truck.
That's my child.
Oh, God. That was funny.
Yes, it's just comical in so many different ways. But it's also, that is Emmett.
That's Emmett.
Yeah, everything is sort of like.
You gonna figure it out
Yeah,
as you go.
somehow, one way or another.
In episode 305, we find out Keisha is missing because she's been kidnapped and is being held in a basement, unable to escape.
You were filthy when I found you. Dressed like a slut.
Yeah.
But Daddy's gonna keep you clean.
These scenes were really hard. They were really hard, and I remember just wanting to do a good job so bad because I kept thinking like there's somebody at home who made it home who people don't care about their story, so they won't ever get to tell it. So I have to tell it because people don't care about Black girls. And so I just remember wanting to really, really tell the story for any girl out there who feels like nobody cares to hear her story.
Smile for Daddy.
I could never explain what it feels like to play that. It doesn't feel real. You can't imagine that somebody actually would do these things to somebody. You can't even, you have to sit in silence. You have to sit in darkness. You have to do things alone and be alone to get yourself to a place to even wrap your mind around what's happening to this girl. And I remember looking at the comments on social media, people saying she shouldn't have been dressed like that. She shouldn't have been out that late. She shouldn't have been going wherever she was going. And it broke my heart to see that that was people's response to this story. Yeah. This story changed my life. The story gave me a voice and a reason to use my platform, because you could be an actress and just be an actress, or you can be an advocate, you could be a supporter, a true influence. And I'm so grateful that it, as hard as it was and as sad as it is, it gave me that.
Papa and Maisha are dating, but she's not ready to make their relationship public.
This cake better be ready. I told Miss Williams we get there early.
Oh, this is my favorite scene ever in life.
And in case I haven't said it, yeah, you look beautiful today.
Look at my chain. I'm getting it iced out. I'm getting it iced out.
You got to throw it on the chain.
How long you gonna make me wait?
Wait for what?
When we go in public, I'm ready to tell people we go together.
Forever.
Just play on my boy.
Never.
I don't care about people's opinions. I care about you.
So that ain't get you?
No, it did not.
That got
And
you,
you
man.
lost me,
That got
actually.
you,
You kind of
man.
lost
That
me.
got you,
I do
man.
not, listen, that time, we can forget about, okay? Everybody, I get it. Oh, Papa Maisha, it's over. I think at the time, I wanted it to be clear that Maisha had depth and that she was a thinker and that she had apprehensions about things, just because, you know, we're growing with her. And so we're learning more sides of her, and, you know, she's becoming more 3D as the story progresses. So when I was playing it, the goal was to show that she was actually kind of nervous. And this bold, confident little girl being afraid to experience romance, especially public displays of it, it meant something to me. I don't think it was much about her and Papa, but it was more so about just Maisha growing in being really confident. You know, when people grow up as bullies, sometimes the subtext is that they're insecure. So her becoming more confident and secure in herself was something I wanted to highlight in this as well.
Trig is slowly rebuilding his relationship with Jake, but there's still tension between the two brothers. Mind you, I don't play basketball.
Yeah, he don't play basketball and It was kind of hard for me to even play too because the jacket, the bomb, it was restricting like my arm range, how I can shoot and lay the ball up.
I was gonna ask you, who played basketball with a bomber jacket on?
I don't even know.
Fresh.
Reg told me you got your shoes stolen from when you was playing over here.
You ever got your shoes stolen playing basketball?
No. I'm coming to play basketball with the shoes I'm playing in.
That is true.
I'm
That is
not
true.
switching shoes.
And after that, nobody you again.
That's true, too.
It was cold out there. Acting like it ain't cold.
Yeah, them the brutal cold days too. It looks sunny, but it just not.
Why'd you leave us?
Oh, get serious.
I wasn't the man yet.
This is such an important conversation to have from
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
brother to brother.
You want to hit me? You got your fist balled up like you want to
Look like Arthur.
hit me. Go ahead.
Oh, I bet he want to ask again.
That's a good one.
He had a fight coordinator on set to help us, my boy Matt, shout out Matt. It'll feel weird when what you gotta do, you gotta bring it all the way from down here, give a big Superman punch, but it reads and look good on camera.
I may not be your Superman, but I ain't gonna be your punch bag neither.
Sometimes you gotta go through the fire
to mend
whatever that is that was broken, cracked.
Cause y'all got.
And I guess in many ways, I was searching for love. You know, sometimes, you know, you gotta go through that fire, and so it has to be contact. Brothers fight.
Yep.
Brothers sometimes just have to fight. We have to make contact, whether it's a hug or a punch.
Ronnie has been searching for Keisha after being the last person to see her alive, and eventually, he finds her.
Keisha!
I remember people, like, so many arguments online, like, people thought so many different people did it, and were predicting so many different people were gonna find her or not ever find her. And to see that it was Ronnie was just, I thought it was brilliant because he needed to redeem himself.
Keisha?
I think at this point, Keisha got not used to it, but she was accepting that this was her life. And you could see in this scene that there's a rope hanging. She was ready to kill herself. She thought that this was gonna be it.
It's okay. I'm gonna get you. Do it!
For clarification, Keisha killed him. People think that Ronnie did everything. Look, Keisha kills him. You know, no shade to Ronnie, because we glad that he set it up so she could, you know,
Do what she
attack.
had to do, yeah.
But Keisha killed him. And that felt so good. I remember Jet saying, go, Adam, go, Adam. But make sure you take that last, that's the one that ends his life. Make sure you take that last one and just put everything into it. And that felt good. You've been in the dark for days. You haven't seen daylight. It burns your eyes to see daylight. Like, your body doesn't even remember what that feels like anymore. Man, it was just so powerful. Really, really powerful.
After Keisha returns from the hospital, she has a hard time readjusting to life.
How you doing?
I'm fine.
You ain't fine.
How you gonna tell me what I am? Wait. You can stay. Talk to me.
Shout out to Burgundy Baker. That was a tough season for her.
Yeah.
Reading those pages, I wasn't working with her most of the days, so to get that scene with her was really nice. And just, I'm like, yo, she got a lot of stuff to tap into.
What you think I should do?
Oh, I don't know. That's a tough one.
You know,
If you tell her, it's a chance you could lose her forever.
no.
But if you don't, it'll just be hanging over you like a dark cloud you can't escape.
And me and Burgundy have just gotten really close over the years. Just like, I remember that day, and it was dope. It was so dope, and we were just happy to just, that's like an actor scene right there. You just, every actor wants a scene like that.
What people been saying?
About what?
About me.
I love this scene because it's the topic of conversation, like how people treat Black girls when they get into trouble or when something happens to them. It's always their fault.
Some people saying Omari was your side piece, and that when you try to stop him, he got mad and kidnapped your ass.
That's not true. And the journey of somebody who goes through this, like, it doesn't stop when you're found. Now you have to adjust to how the world sees you and what life is like as this new person that you are.
You know how secretive you are? I want to act like you was all innocent and wind up looking dumb.
I don't keep from you.
Get the out. See, that's the Keisha I love. Get the out.
At the opening of Smokey's Barbecue,
Emmett asked Tiff an important question.
Thank you for coming to Smokey's Barbecue. We got the best barbecue in the shot. You can have your money back if I'm lying.
Oh my gosh, Jacob is so funny.
This was such a messy scene because all of us are there.
The jacket is so Chicago.
It is. It very much is.
No, before we all go inside, there's one thing I gotta do. I ain't gonna lie. And I wanna stop playing house, so will you marry me?
The face.
Babe, say something.
Yes. Did she want to marry him? I think she's thrown off too, but not because she thinks he's cheating right now, because, you know, they had a little moment where he was okay, but I think she's thrown off.
Messy.
Why do you think Emmett struggles with the same issues with women over and over again?
Because his daddy.
I have nothing to say. Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
I really wasn't rooting for Tiff and Emmett. It was such a rocky relationship from the beginning that I was unsure about it. And I used to tell you this. I always thought that Emmett would go back with Keisha, especially.
She always said that, and I was like,
because I saw it. It was so many beautiful moments, like, you know, kind of what we've been going over, just having those special moments.
At this point, it was like friends, you know?
That's how it happens. I think Emmett and Tiff, it was a relationship where they were helping each other out at the time. Like, she needed his help, he needed a little bit of her help, and it's like, okay, let's put our resources together and do what we can. But it wasn't like something rooted in something very, very real. Yeah.
Smokey's opening is well received by the community, but it quickly turns tragic.
Good.
Wow. Boom. Head down.
Yeah.
That's for Coogie.
This was tough. I ain't gonna lie. I remember watching that. That was tough. And what you was able to do with just that one line, that's for Coogie, mother. You know, like, I felt that. And I was like, who is this? I felt like I had already known you or seen you elsewhere in like large capacities. You know what I mean? So it was just, and literally what you could just do with one line, like people don't understand, like, you know, they pay attention to it. You know what I'm saying? Especially the editors, the writers, the producers. So I was just happy to see you continue on, you know what I mean?
Thank you, brother. Thank you. For me, that was crazy because like you kind of touched on, like, I felt like it was establishing me, but I didn't know where it could go. Natare, who plays Ronnie, he had a conversation with me and was just like, are you ready to spread your wings? And I told him, yeah, confidently. Crazy. But I remember like low-key being excited, but I felt bad for being excited because it's like, I was like, wait, I'm killing a big character, so.
What made it also fascinating was the fact that Ronnie had just redeemed his character
right.
by saving Keisha, rescuing Keisha from where she was. And then, boom. Here come Bakari. At the same time, don't forget about what you did to my best friend, though.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right, you
can't. You took somebody from me, and so, amazing scene, amazing performance, man.
Thank you, bro.
Keisha finds out she's pregnant, and as she struggles with what to do,
Tiffany comes over to offer her advice.
I'm so sorry about what happened to you.
This was like our real moment.
Yeah.
Where they developed their own separate relationship, yeah.
I'm pregnant. And I'm assuming you don't want to be? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Oof, it's just so heavy. So heavy.
You were coming out of all of the real heavy work.
Thank you.
It wasn't easy because she's a totally different person now. So her rekindling and, you know, coming back to these relationships while still trying to figure out who she is now, it's just heavy. Really, really heavy. But true. This is what happens. This is how it happens.
After Papa's father is arrested for money laundering, Kevin and Jake ask Maisha to come talk to Papa.
Maisha?
Hey.
How you know?
Big dog.
You can do it in the back, man. It's cut out.
Come on, Papa. I got a surprise for you. Worst day of my life. Yeah. Worst day of my life.
You said you wanted to go public? Well, now I got the hottest boy in the game wearing my chain.
Like...
Got the hottest boy in the game rocking your chain. You throw the chain on my boy.
That's how you know it's real. I'm about to rock AP. She got APC is not bad.
Your dad okay?
I still don't know what happened. He didn't tell me
Did you ask?
I tell him that in real life all the time.
What?
He be having a problem. Did you ask?
But the Bible still tells me to honor thy father.
At some point, you gotta honor thyself.
I think what is very important about Maisha in this season as well, she, again, is showing more so of herself and more of me. Both Maisha and I are similar when it comes to what we will do for our friends and what we will do for people we care about. So I don't think Maisha was entirely ready to, one, go public, but two, give up that chain, okay? She was not trying to do that. Like, it showed so much, I guess, provision and covering for him. And she definitely was not ready to do that, but it is definitely a testament to how far she will go for somebody that she cares about, which is why it's important that when she's ready to go public, she's met with that.
After skipping Jake's custody hearing, Duda goes to Trig to discuss plans for the future.
Listen, this is a great opportunity for you.
You come in like Godfather.
I can teach you how to lead, and I can teach you the game.
Oh,
So fire.
Curtis is so...
He's so in it.
There are people who come in and they anchor you right on in. You know, you thought you were there. Here's someone who comes in, oh no, they're there. That's where I gotta go. I'm going there.
Okay.
He commands the space. It's really, really cool to watch. You know, people who've been doing this for a very long time, just watch their choices. It just expands your mind and what you're capable of doing.
His smile's grand.
Hey, a trick.
There's a new sheriff in town, motherfucker.
Oh,
So fire.
Curtis is so...
He's so in it. You know, because you know what I mean? I want the scene
You know what I mean?
You know what I mean? I want the scene to be...
You know what I mean?
You know what I mean? Like,
you know what I mean?
I think what I love working with Curtis, too, he always asks why.
Yeah, he's always in the why.
He's like, okay, but why do I come through the door like that? Why do I stand here and not there?
Intention.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, I gotta ask more questions.
But he commands the space. And that is really cool to watch. It just expands your mind and what you're capable of doing.
As season 3 ends, Emmett and Tiff are married.
Papa and Maisha are official.
And Jake is beginning his new life living with Trig. One of my favorite things about season 3 is that's the season that it shows you that Jake be his own man and he doesn't follow in the footsteps of his older brother. Season 1 and 2, it was kind of up for grabs in the air. Would he go down this road? Would he not? And I feel like season 3, that's when you see him choose to be his own man and choose and make his own route.
This was a big year for myself and for my character. I think primarily because, again, we're showing Maisha's depth. In real life, too, I was creating a story for myself. I was an actor. So I think it was really fun to see my identity and Maisha's identity come like they kind of did this throughout the year. But yeah, it was a big time.
Oh man, my highlight of season 3 has to be episode 9. Like, I'm just grateful to be in that moment. That was something that, like, I'll never forget ever in my career. Like, that was something that was dope. Just knowing how, like, he affected the story. Natare, who played Ronnie, just seeing whether it was you loved him or whether you hated him for what he did. Like, he just affected the story. And for them to say, okay, we're gonna have this character do that. That for me was like, wow. It meant that, okay, they kind of believe
Here
me.
I am.
Like,
Yeah.
Let's do it.
That's a wrap on celebrating season 3 of The Chi. Join us here next week for our rewatch of season 4 and subscribe to The Chi YouTube channel and Paramount Plus to keep the memories going.